7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I skipped a lot.
Yeah. Also, that ring pop is very.
Has better days.
It has better days.
It has better days ahead of it.
Ahead in its future.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to the Natural Ones. We're here to play a fun game and give you a good time, hopefully. And we don't have a giveaway this week, do we?
We do have a giveaway today.
Great.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and throw this one to the man upstairs.
So, you've finally arrived. I'm here to tell you about a fantastic new giveaway we're having today. Since it's Spooky Month, we're giving away a Crewromancy bundle from our friends over at Underground Oracle. Crewromancy is an entirely new school of magic built entirely around using your blood to attack your opponent's blood. This bundle comes with 4 supplements, and between them all, you'll find yourself with 5 new subclasses, over a dozen spells, and a terrifying new creature. The Snellygaster. If you want to win this supplement, all you have to do is be active in the chat, and we'll announce the winner at the break. Now enjoy yourself and be on your way. I need to find out how to use this mysterious vessel.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah, no, he's... Yeah. Our upstairs neighbor, everybody.
So
My favorite thing about doing these is that I never have any idea what I'm going to do. So I'm basically just like telling... I'm just telling myself like 3 weeks from now, hey, fuck you, think of something funny. Like,
it's great.
Yeah.
I honestly think it makes you work harder.
yeah. Then,
In a
like,
positive
then
way.
2 in the morning, the day before the episode comes out, I'm shooting stuff in the living room, like, gotta figure this out. What are we doing?
It's good because that way you get to punish others as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miles got a point.
Yeah.
So, just to reiterate, just in case we forgot to do it in the video, yeah, just stay active in chat when we get towards our break, and you will be eligible. And before that, after that, all of it, you will be eligible for the giveaway. So, let us begin our session for the day. The 4 of you have since come into this small outcropping of the Bronze Wolves in the Forest of Angmar. You have been given some time to yourself and have recently just now been called back to this sort of like council of wolves towards their main tree that stands kind of at the epicenter of their town. So, as the guards drag you over, still bound, and yet again they kind of place their hands on your shoulder, drop you down gently. It's more just a placement of direction rather than anything else. And the wolf, the badger, the hawk, the sparrow, and the deer are all waiting for you as you come back. And as you kneel before them, the wolf speaks first and says, "You have all been seen through. Our judgment is final, posing one more test." He looks to the deer, and she... "I appreciate you allowing me to do this, Sarah. There are things left unsaid, and I believe through this we will truly determine what should be done." She steps forward, and she comes to you first, Liam. And in a sort of hushed tone, but not quietly, Do not be afraid. Do not fight. And she extends out her nose, and her nose touches your brow, and at that, it's as if your whole body has gone numb, and you're starting to just see flashes of images and memories of this mixture of ones that you can guarantee are your own. You see training with Garen, your father, and your grandfather with the hammers, and speaking of their legend and seeing their functions. And it speeds forward. You see the destruction of Tamaril. You see mothers and children, and you feel the mixture, and it cuts again to you, and you start to feel the joys of finishing a project as you activate Pangolin for the first time, and it responds. And there's one that just very decidedly, through all of this rush of air, of memory, that's very clearly not your own. You see a woman with this straw-colored hair. All of these memories, sorry, I should say this, all of these memories have been through your own POV. You can see your father, you can see your grandfather, you see your hands crafting Pangolin. You feel the water of Tamaril. But in this one that's very decidedly not your own, you're looking through someone else's eyes, and you see a straw-colored hair woman.
She's a scarecrow.
God damn it, it's a scarecrow again. To your point of view, she's speaking of a calamity, some huge, terrifying rain, this sort of like acid rain or something. So she feels the destruction coming, and the language involved is very dire, but also can't tell when it's supposed to happen. And after you have this, like, your whole body comes back, you, for those outside, it was about 30 seconds. And Liam, you weren't, by the time you come back, it's as if you weren't breathing. All the air rushes back into your lungs, and you are just sort of crouched on the ground, even keeled over, even in your kneeled position as the deer steps back. He takes a small few steps over to you, Philip. Begins to do the same. She presses her nose to your brow, and in that similar fashion, the numbing of your entire body, and flashes, feelings, memories, emotions. You feel the wonder of a child discovering the stories of ROI with his father for the first time. Learning through all of these. You see the symbol of the Fraterfuller house held in your hand with the ribbon. It's your coronation into the Fraterfuller family. There seems to be a mismatch to the order. You see an armored figure in conversation with your father, but you are so close to the ground, you have to be young. The figure is in shadow, but it's not a bad conversation. You can tell it's good, it's wholesome, it's your dad's laughing, and it cuts, and you have one that you absolutely know isn't yours. You see a straw-haired woman holding a baby, a man next to her, pleading with you, pleading to help, to say there's so much more that we have to discover. There's so many other things to find out. We have to know when it's coming. And you're back. Similar time frame, similar, you're keeled over, you haven't breathed. And the deer takes its steps to you, Setlali. And it begins to press its nose towards your brow. And it touches it, and you're sucked into the feeling of the fleeting in the jungle, the heat, the stench, the wet dirt underneath your feet. And it tears to the sore knuckles and the blisters on your feet after a hard day's work and training, not able to sleep, and reverses back into the warmth of the hands of Dol-Ra wrapping you and guiding you through the desert, through the maledicted wastes, leading you to your new life. And then a man and a woman in front of you, bound and kneeling where you are currently, but it's much longer ago. And you see the council is the same. You are by the tree from your perspective. The council talks about they can't sanction such a journey. But they won't betray their own kind, and you see them being unbound. You see them saying, it's for the best. We won't change, we won't falter. And it cuts, and you're left staggering in breath. Nameless, the deer steps to you at the final and says, make your choices wisely. And presses her nose to your brow. The numbing is intense and it hurts as the first sight you see is your mother, home, the leaves in her straw-colored hair, and the unkempt nature of her life, but the freedom in it. It was a good day. It was a smiling day. You see a figure wreathed in flame as it pervades the consciousness. The face of Arwen sort of imprinted into it, but ever shifting in the flame. And as you pass through that flame, you're reminded of your first memory of Herrick and Panther and that joining of minds, that perfect sort of solitude of life. And the last thing you see before you come out of this, you see again, not from your perspective, but from someone else's, and you see your mother, and you see a man running next to her, and you see Herrick, and they are rushing with your point of view. They break for a point in the walls of the city, of this town. And the voice says, "Go, with my blessing. Find what you need to find. I'll distract them, do what I can." She looks to the ground and she indicates to creatures you have seen before in the city of, I'm just forgetting, but the Garship. You see sort of a trio of them, and holding the hands of the people that you see with them, pulling them through under the wall and out of sight. And that sucks you back out as you're gasping for air. And the deer sort of proudly walks back to the tree and says, "I believe they are prepared. They seem to know exactly what they need to. And I have to agree with our earlier consensus that they really don't mean any harm, regardless of stepping on our toes in the past. I believe this adventure today is merely out of happenstance. Looking into their minds as I have, there is no malintent, but there is definitely misguided views. I believe they could be up to the task." And the wolf, "Very well. I seek out to you. What would you have us do?" Addressing the whole group, right? Like, he's addressing all of you, just sort of, what would you have of us?
We'll do whatever we have to. We didn't mean any harm. Like the deer said. And we want to prove that to you.
You want to prove yourselves an ally.
Yes.
In our previous conversation, in my more heated moments, it was clear that there's some things that we clearly differ on, even when there are things that essentially I agree with you on. For my 2 cents, what I would like would be a chance to try and show you what I mean. I believe a lot of the things that you guys want and have worked towards are worthwhile endeavors, as you obviously believe. But I also believe they can be accomplished in other ways. So if you're asking what I personally would like you to do, it would be give us a chance to try and show you that.
Baru, the badger, speaks. "Oh, they waste our time. They don't have the stomach for it. Look at him," sort of gesturing to you, Liam. "He can't even hold true to his own values." He doesn't want to be angry.
Technically, I'd just be wasting our time, not yours.
The sparrow says, "Yeah, there's wisdom in that. I mean, Baru, you never stop talking."
I believe. I don't think Liam would claim to be infallible. And as far as holding true to his own values, I've never seen him waver on that. But I think he would agree with me that doesn't mean that we're always sure whether our interpretation of events is correct. I think as a follower of ROI, there's a lot about what you desire that I can identify with, that I know Nameless as well identifies with. The changes and the destruction to the land are things that have harmed us. It hurts us to see. It's things that we want to set right, and I understand that there's likely damage that we aren't even aware of that's far worse. I think if we were given the opportunity to share each other's perspectives more, I think the only thing that could come out of it is a better understanding. Whether it's on our side, your side, both. I'm willing to accept that there are things I don't know. I just would like the opportunity to discover those things as we work towards making the kind of world that we want to see.
Baru says to Sarek the wolf,
Give it to them then. Give them their task.
"There is one surefire way. That you will earn our trust and walk out of here. No, trust is certainly maybe too strong a word. But you will certainly leave alive. If you give us the life of Korvan, you will leave alive. A traitor's life for innocents' lives.
No.
You see Panther kind of just... He's not saying anything, and he's just sort of holding resolute. Just holding.
No. Is there
Yeah.
anybody else that we can give you?
We already have the other ones.
What is it about his life that's important to you?
Betrayal is not taken lightly.
It isn't with us either, and that's why we're not gonna do this.
He performed the ritual. That is not what that is for. People like him. What made him into what he is?
Do you know why he did this?
No.
From everything I've seen from him, it doesn't seem to have been a decision that was made lightly, and it doesn't seem to have been a decision that came without cost. I'm not sure why he is the way he is, but I think perhaps being as informed as possible would be good on all accounts.
This ritual is reserved for those who are protectorates of the Angmar, of its children.
But isn't that what he's doing? By protecting his daughter? A child of Angmar?
No. You give up selfish things like children. Sorry, he's trying. It's like the distinction between like my child and the peoples of Angmar. Just to break the character, just to like make the. I don't think I'm saying it. I don't know how I can make the distinction improv, so I have to just.
Did you know about what my mom saw?
We know what she
I
told
had
us.
to listen to... I'm sorry?
We know what she told us.
And what did you want to do? That I don't remember. But I remember hearing my mom waking up every night, screaming about it, in fear for her life. I might have been too young when she told you all to remember, but I don't forget that sound of her wailing, afraid of her body being burned alive. I'm aware of the irony. But what did you want to do when she told you? What was your response? I don't remember.
None of the other signs pointed it to affecting Angmar. What she spoke of was something we couldn't be sure. And when we looked at the signs, it wasn't to us. And it wasn't to the rest of
What are
the
the
world.
What signs? I'm not questioning, I just don't know.
We read the earth, we read the stars. It tells us potential futures. We look to the Fae.
What?
In the chaos there, nothing was born or seemed to exist that would constitute exactly what she was talking about.
What if this threat were coming
But
from another
maybe-
plane?
Maybe it hadn't come yet. The first time I came here, I assume I met Corellin. And what I know of them is they come when there are times of great chaos or change. Maybe my mom had the timeline wrong, but I think she was trying to help. And I don't disagree. I don't think that she should have betrayed you all. I don't think that he should have betrayed you all. But you weren't listening, and they didn't know what to do. And I don't think that death is fair. Herrick came here of his own accord, I assume. And my mom wasn't so lucky. And I understand how little family means here. That apparently you abandoned those who you have given birth to.
We are not their
For
masters.
the last.
We teach, we give guidance. But that is it. The price here is a life for a life.
What life?
Yours for his. Balance. Equivalence. He's your father, he wants to protect you. Or you can kind of see like this half smile. We can take you all.
Can I just stay? I can't have you guys. I didn't sign up for this. You guys didn't sign up for that.
We did. We came through the door. We all chose to follow you here. We didn't know this was going to happen, but in our dealings with the Bronze Wolf in the past, it's not like we expected a particularly joyous reunion. We're not leaving without you, both of you. The Badger questioned my integrity earlier. I assure you, this is a hill I'll die on, and I do mean that literally.
You guys are on the
I was trying to be careful with my words earlier. That went over really well, so I'm going to keep doing that. You're not asking for a life for a life, you're asking for a life for lives. You're here with your ritual that you did to be the protectorate of the forest. When someone came to you with a danger, you didn't believe them, so they apparently took it upon themselves to try to do what they could to protect as many people as they can. You say maybe this doesn't affect
And
the
we let
forest
them
and
go.
affects the rest of the world. Maybe it affects the forest and not the forest and the rest of the world, but you feel the need to interfere with the rest of the world to change it, but apparently not to try and help it, which seems counter to what you've said before. So a lot of the logic here that you're using seems fairly self-serving.
I think
I think that asking for his life doesn't benefit you, other than consolidating your power and your ego. If that's what you're after, you're doing a great job of it. If you would like to try and make things better, we've offered our assistance in trying to do that, both for you and for the way that you interact with the world. That still stands as far as I'm concerned. But in regards for lives, if you're taking any, it'll be mine first.
So noted.
No, that was just an idea thrown out there. It was not the answer.
No, we have a new order.
I have. You say you checked the Feywild, you checked the material, you checked the signs in the planes that we existed, you checked the natural planes.
Yes.
What if this threat was coming from somewhere outside of those natural planes?
That's a what if.
It's
You
a
could
what.
be afraid of a lot of things.
It's a what if that I have evidence for. I didn't realize this until you explained the way that you checked everything, but you're aware of the Illithid attack, I'm sure.
Yes.
Somebody who was instrumental in that defense. Somebody who manipulated the flow of magic and the ley lines coursing through this land. Somebody who was partially responsible for what happened in Korhal. I had a talk with them recently, and according to them, there's something more coming. If that's the case, then either what'll happen is the abyss opens, they come here, they ravage the land, and frankly, nothing would be. I don't think the Angmar would be safe. Or they potentially do the same thing they did with Korhal before. They find a way to redirect, manipulate the fabric in order to stop them, further warping and throwing off the balance here. Either way, we're talking about something that could cause this plane to unravel. If that's linked to her visions, which, by the accounts of it, it's something that I wouldn't put past something from the abyss. It's hard to keep a track of what's going on there. If these events are connected, I think it serves all of our best interests to find that out. I've gone to the Hells. If there's something coming from the abyss, I guarantee I'll put myself in the way. The last thing I want to do is see everything that the Three Sisters sacrificed themselves to protect. I don't want to see that unravel. If we don't get out of here, if we aren't able to pursue that, and if that happens, it's something that would need to be stopped before it gets too far. It's possible it's already progressed too far. But either way, it's been on my mind. That's all I can think about right now.
The hawk from his perch. You know, Sarek, they do make an interesting point. And what would that be, Corvus? Well, perhaps a simple change. One, he kind of indicates to the fawn, to the deer, one that we've mentioned a few times. Something that could help ease. We do not change. We do not falter. We don't change our old ways. It is the time to stand strong. True, True. But maybe in this moment there's another solution. Some device we have heard tale of that, were it to disappear, well, it could benefit our endeavors. We have a team for that. We have a team of, well, of us. If we want to talk of lives for lives, isn't that a fair exchange? We use lives of our captors. They... Surely you don't believe that they could defeat us right now? And the wolf looks to you and says, a moment. He kind of flicks his tail as the five of them kind of converge, and not actually speaking, you just kind of see, you see them just looking to each other. They don't seem to be paying attention to you. If you guys wanted to say anything to each other at the moment, I will give you that opportunity. If not,
I want to get a read on Panther, if possible.
he's... You can tell he's very, very tense. He's definitely appearing stronger than he feels. There's the air of unassuredness. His claws are in the ground. He's not sitting down all the way. He's posed. He's poised.
I want to kind of like turn to him,
Mm.
to Panther. I'm not going to let them kill you. I'm not going to kill you. I don't think anyone here is going to kill you.
I know.
I saw... I don't know. I think it's you. Wyatt. Where did you go?
We went.
Why did you leave without... Why didn't you wait?
You were already gone. We'd already had. We'd already had you evacuated. And your mom, she, didn't want you to be alone. Or without her. Knowing what you were. It wasn't the way that we were taught. But it's the way that she wanted to be. So, we left. And when we caught up to you at the Garchep, Arwen was waiting ready to strike. Herrick and I staved her off, sent you forward. And it was years before I saw you again. And she was gone. We did this to better disguise my travel. But we messed it up. I'm not as... He looks to the five of them. I'm not like them.
I don't want you like them.
In this moment, you might. I can do a lot
Why?
more than I can.
Are we in trouble?
When are we not?
Fair.
As they start to turn around and come back to you, he says, "Don't let me live just to spite them."
He's addressing that to the wrong person.
That's not why I'm letting you live.
No. If it takes giving up me, do it.
I just got you. Well, I just realized who you are. And I guess I'd like some more time knowing that. Maybe we could throw a ball around or something.
Oh.
I don't know, I saw they do that.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know why that is.
He doesn't know what a ball is.
He knows what ball is. I was trying to say, like, he doesn't know why you would throw around a ball. is the intention.
I don't know, I just saw some kids doing it with their dads.
Hmm.
Bonding.
hand-eye coordination training. Old for it, but fair.
Fair. The five of them turn back to you. One compromise. That is all you will get. In the city of Farah, there is a device that is being created. A piece of old technology. Ancient. We would like to see it destroyed. Do this. He looks to Korvan, to Panther. And he will go free.
Are you talking about the metal dragon thing?
That's in. I did say Farah. I meant Perona. Pardon me. It's the
Oh.
capital of Jortenia. He's talking about the capital of Jortenia. Sorry.
Okay.
You are right though.
It's fine.
You, so.
I was like, I don't know how we're gonna destroy a train, but
Punch it real hard.
Yeah. So sorry. Backtracking. He's talking about Perona.
I could destroy a train.
You get Liam on that. Oh, he's like, listen.
okay.
That makes me think of like it's a sandwich.
Yeah, I would demolish a train right now.
I could crush a train right now. Plus,
Metal Dragon. Which is sort of an oxymoron. But, yeah, so he's talking about Perona, the capital city of Jortenia.
What does this device do?
From what we were told and what we observed, it is a destructive force.
If this has to do with the potential war happening there, then I think we found ourselves with a common goal once again. Do you have any other leads or information we should be aware of outside of this?
We have its general location, but other than that, no. We were just about to set foot towards it.
I'm gonna just look at Nameless and how does this sound to you?
It sounds kind of like the only choice we have. So good. I like it a lot more than him dying, so.
Does anybody have any objections to this? Okay.
The wolf and the badger. The badger definitely just like. He just kind of like scratches the ground and digs his claws together and just kind of walks away. And the wolf says, "Very well. You will send word upon completion. You have a fortnight.
If we don't get it done, then we will. But what?
Then
Let's
his
just say it
life
takes
is
a little bit long.
forfeit. And we take our payment for your freedom.
That's fair. Okay.
Well then. The wolf steps to you, Nameless. Presses his paw deep into the ground. This like sort of solid, this like semi-wet earth. And like hatches a line through it. Place your palm upon that. Asking you like to like
That's me doing it.
yeah.
Sorry, I do it.
Strike north to south in the ground. Kind of like asking you to like draw a line the opposite direction. Okay.
Luckily, she has an
That's
excellent
fair.
memory for geography.
He closes his eyes. And in Sylvan, you kind of hear him chant a binding. So yeah, you understand it, yes. Jesus. The binding's language is a lot of held to truths, held to action. By the old language and the old the old ways. And as he's chanting, the handprint you pressed, as well as his paw and the lines, glow, and they spin and turn, and they take root, and a small tree grows. This little blend of yew and ash, sort of interwoven, and it looks healthy for right now. Be on your way. Indicates to the two guards, and they take off your bindings, and they sort of like to Panther, kind of like ushering him away. He will be kept here until your completion.
That wasn't said before. I didn't sign that. I never said that. It was not the rule. We agreed that we, as a party, would do it. He is part of this party.
Right now, you are all prisoners. We said we would make one concession. That was the concession. You would no longer
No,
have to
you
take
never
his
said
life
that.
away.
Otherwise,
He
I
would
wouldn't
still
have
be ours.
agreed to it.
Well, he looks to the plant and says, "You already have."
You didn't say that, so I didn't agree to that.
Time
That is not
Yes.
what I signed to.
is fleeting. You have a fortnight.
Great, I will be leaving here with Panther. That is what I agreed to. That is what we signed on. You are going to kill that tree then, because I am not leaving without it. Without Panther. I did not sign up to that. That was not in our initial agreement.
You would like to kill him now, then?
No.
This is the exchange, then.
Fine. I just want you.
You'll get him back once you complete the job. I don't see what the problem is.
I don't trust you, so I hope you're telling the truth. Because you just snuck in an agreement, something that I didn't agree to. You went on your own words, and I think that's pretty.
He'll keep his agreement. It's in his best interest.
No. What's in his best interest is we do this and then he kills him and then he gets both. So,
I suppose.
but I'm supposed to trust him.
Suppose time will tell.
Well, what if one of your members come with us? A life for a life, right? You're taking one of ours. Wouldn't they can come with us? They have more information than we do currently.
No.
The D. Well, the D has been very helpful. Is she still there?
Yeah, the only one that walked away was the badger.
So then I'm gonna look at her. Well, you've treated us very well this entire time that we've been here, and other than the little disagreements, I think we have proved that we're pretty agreeable people, which is saying something for us.
Yes, and I believe
But-
that's how you got this deal in the first place.
Yeah, so why don't you come with us? You can keep us accountable the entire time.
I
You
do
can
have other
talk
matters
to
to
us
attend
more.
to, but Sarek, a point should be made. And she places her nose to the tree. And a similar, bracelet that you made to make a compass is made. And she sort of takes it, places it upon Panther's head, mutters something very briefly, and you see the little bracelet. It grows. It blooms life. She takes it and places it. She indicates to you, Nameless, to hold out your wrist, or to hold out hold out your hand, and places it upon. As you wear that, if he is mistreated, you will know.
Thank you.
Sarek sort of growls. Just. You do not get to make such decisions, Laree. Oh, I know. You are certainly the most cunning among us, though a bit short-sighted. There's no guarantee here. We need them to come back, yes? Take your trinket and go. And he sort of shoulder checks Panther as he walks by. Kind of nips at him. And at that, you do see sort of one of the flowers sort of buds and goes back into a blossom after he's left. And the sparrow says, "Well, that was an interesting day, but I do want to kind of do anything else but this right now. Thank you."
Yeah, same.
And the hawk flies and rests next to the deer towards all of you and says, "Luri, why don't I take him out? You have other business to attend to, correct?" "Yes, I do indeed."
Can I have a moment?
"With him?"
Quickly, I promise.
He does have prison, so yes, please do make it quick." And she walks away. And Corvus, the hawk, he says, "I will be waiting for when you're done." And he sort of goes back to roost.
I promise. We'll be back.
No.
Just, you have to stay alive, okay?
I don't know how much that's up
You
to
get
me.
to promise me that.
I don't want to lie to you.
No, You're gonna stay alive. And And I'm gonna be back, and we're gonna take you, and we're gonna take Herrick, and we're gonna go home. All of us.
Okay.
And, here. And I'm gonna take, the ring off of my, necklace. And tie it to his, bow tie. Full arrow, technically, whatever he's wearing now, when I forget.
Bolero
small.
tie. This tie's on fire.
Just don't take that off. You have to give it back to me when I get back.
I don't think I have the thumbs to take it off, so sure.
I don't think that I got your sense of humor, but I wish I did. Can you also keep an eye on Harry?
I'll see what I can do.
Cool, because we have to go kill Arwen after this, so I want you there for that. I think you said eviscerate. I wasn't listening, though.
Why do I even talk?
And then I'm gonna give him a big hug.
Nuzzles into it.
And then in our telepathy mind, so not out loud.
This whole conversation?
No, just this part.
Just this part. Okay.
I don't say it a lot, but I do love you, Dad.
I don't think I said it at all.
You don't. But I know.
I love you, May.
Right. Okay, guys, we gotta go.
And he kind of walks off with the two guards. It's a hawk. Comes down. Well, this way. And he starts leading you towards the wall. And he doesn't take you out the same way. He starts to take you to the right. Starts to take you what would essentially be northwest corner of the wall. And as he does, you notice that the entire sight line of this corner of the thorn wall is just not visible by any point in the town. There's a huge hedge. Many overgrown parts of the buildings and the thatch roofs where the trees or anything coming out of it are blocking this entire side. And he kind of like
What's up?
he floats down, and there's a single root that's really, it's not the most obvious thing until he flies down basically right on top of it, and then just kind of with his beak hits it 3 times. It's like, well, if you ever back this way again, well, just have a good time, I guess. And he flies away. And after a moment, you see the ground next to it shift. and sort of like shimmy, and then out from a hole you see a Garship. He says,
Hello. Did you knock?
Yeah.
I think someone thought that we should talk to you before we head out of town.
Oh, okay.
like starts to like shift. You see he's like wearing these really intricate like these like really weird gloves that have like these extra little talons, and it seems like he's kind of like he's not even like digging the ground, he's just kind of pushing it back as if it's like he's like rolling up a map kind of a thing. Kind of makes it a little bit wider. He's like, well, if you want to come this way.
Yeah, I'm in.
Is this how you normally exit?
I don't think so.
I'm going in there.
Philip's like, I'm going in that hole.
Yeah.
Flanagan definitely has a little bit of hard time getting in,
Oh yeah, he was there the whole time.
but he's able to do it. The rest of you are able to. Pangolin, as it was outside of the thorn walls. Liam, you can feel its like you. I'd basically say you have, like we've talked about this before. You have some form of connection with it that, like, it's not as if you have. It's like a GPS locator essentially. Like you have a general feeling of where it is at most times. And as the Garship, as he gets you all in, you see him, and it fills the entire hole exactly the same way. And he starts to, he like waddles a little bit forward. He takes his little lantern that's like hanging on, and he puts it on his staff, and he's like, "All right, well, this way." Leads you forward.
Yeah, I just follow.
Yeah.
Same.
Ah. So, how do you know Corvus or Laree?
New friends.
They stopped us from being put to death.
Oh, okay.
Both of those things.
I suppose that's how most of them meet people. Sure.
How do you know them?
Oh! Go way back. Do we? Yes, way back. Way back. They're two of the ones who...
He's like you see him like start to like look at like these like divergent pathways, and he's like, "Which way are you guys headed?"
Oh,
Perona?
He looks at you very quizzically.
Nameless. Which way from the city's door, directionally?
you do have an excellent memory. for
Well, it's
geography.
this way.
It's
I have an excellent memory geography side point.
southwest. Southwest.
It's southwest.
And it's he starts to head down. He's like, "Oh, we go way back. It was, well, it was actually Laree and Corvus who actually helped the Garship a long time ago."
What sort of trouble were you having?
Well, predators and the like, and we were starting to become our own, and they helped us achieve. Just making sure it was crazy. Well, they also helped us achieve everything we've been capable of. Certainly the past 20 years, 30 years, something like that.
So you're fairly new then.
Oh, to this post? Yeah, for sure. I've only been doing this for like a year, 2 years. Yeah, time just kind of dilates when you're stuck in the tunnel.
What exactly do you do in the tunnel here?
Oh, I help people go from place to place, and if Laree or Corvus needs somebody transported, they just let me know.
Well, it's good to know.
Well, it's a lot easier than traveling up there, I'll tell you. Those trees, they move around all the time, but these tunnels, they stay the same.
Are they the only people who get to decide who comes through here?
No. You know, our people on the other side also help choose. These tunnels were actually
And then-
some of our original ones that helped us traverse all of Angmar and stay alive long enough to well, escape.
I'm sorry, I meant from up there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, don't worry about that. That's just a sort of right.
It's Pangolin following us from
Yes.
the background.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
It's like a weird, like, rumbling.
Quick before the hyenas come. I just have that bit from Blanking 1.5 going through my this whole time.
Thanks.
Do you know the rest of the people in that village, or is it just Corvus and Lurie?
Just Corvus and Lurie. They don't usually pay us much mind, but they were certainly the first two to actually do anything to help us. So, what do you guys do?
We don't actually have to have this conversation.
Yeah.
But
Hot jobs.
he's going to continue to just make small talk for the entire trip. Like, he kind of just keeps talking about whatever, and you learn a bit more about him. But do you guys have any other specific questions that you would like to ask?
How did they help you exactly? Just fighting off the predators, or?
Well, that was the start. It's definitely harder to exist when you were always having to be up in the trees. And we're not really one for trees. Or up. We like the water. And so it was a lot harder to exist near the lake.
There's a lake here.
Oh yeah, that's where our village is.
Huh. Do the tunnels go straight there?
One of them, for sure.
Just kind of look back at Nameless. Like, that,
Probably after we do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to go there? Is that what you want to do, Philip?
Well, it feels like there's a whole... If Corvus and Lurie are doing this on their own...
Oh, I'm sorry, is your dad's life on the line?
I don't think Philip intended to imply this was this idea take precedent over our current struggle.
I'm just saying, if there's a resistance, it's good to know that it's where it is.
Yes.
But it's not the priority.
They also make great fish. I'm just gonna say.
Thank you.
How often do they let people down these tunnels?
They use it sparingly, for sure. If they can't use their influence to get people out, they'll usually do this.
So, have they used this to move people who have been sentenced to death?
I have certainly heard of that. They don't generally tell us a lot. I think it's just because they want to keep us safe. But
Do you think people would have a problem with you existing here?
no. No, they don't have a problem with us existing. They just don't like it when other people stick their noses in their business.
It's understandable.
Bronze wolves aren't well liked everywhere.
From our experience, they're not well liked in a lot of places.
Competing information, but sure.
This is not directed straight to our new friend and more to the group in general. Larry wasn't wrong when she said that our wolf friend, whose name escapes me, was short-sighted.
Sarek.
Sarek. Looking at the way they do things here, it's not going to end well for them. They can't wage a war against the whole world. And if they keep butting their noses in the way that they are, eventually enough people are going to get angry. Doesn't make sense to me. It's that being so sure of and stuck in the way you've done things despite the world changing. We've seen some horrible things people have done when they felt they had no other choice. I can't help but think of the ways the world would react if there were more core halls. It's not like there weren't people who didn't know or suspect that the Bronzewolves were in charge. There are powers in the world that could take down this forest. We've talked to some of them. Can you imagine if they attacked larger cities? The combined armies of this continent could raise this force to the ground, and if they couldn't, how long do you think it would be before someone tries to make a deal with someone like that? They're just... And they know Kalenta exists. They've at least heard of what they were capable of.
Yeah. Part of me is really worried that the visions that Nameless's mom had is connected to what Kalenta was talking about.
It's possible.
It doesn't matter right now.
Yeah.
Because
If it's the case, we need to get Panther out as quickly as possible so we can figure it out.
I think it's in our best interest to learn as little information as we can about this job.
I don't think we're going to get much until we get there, unfortunately.
I think when we get there, learning as little as we possibly can is going to benefit us. The little we know about the Bronze Wolf, we have to do this job. As of right now, there's no other option. The less we know, the better.
I'm just hoping that they're right and it's a weapon of war. If it's something that would benefit people, it's going to be a much... We'll also need to be stealthy about it. If we draw attention to us, it could spill out into... We'll just have to see when we get there. All we have right now are hypotheticals.
So, after a while, you see the Garship pieces. This is the end of this tunnel. This will probably take you as close as I can. You might still have to walk a little while, but well, I sort of lifts the dirt again, and it's like, again, it's like as if he's like rolling this mat. He's not even like having to put much effort into it, and it like rolls back and says, "Just up there, and however far else you have to go." I'm sorry, I don't really know the location you're going to, but yeah, just don't be a stranger. And he like peeks his head up a little bit. He's like, "And if you need me," there's like a root right by this spot, and he goes,
just lets me know.
Thank you. It's appreciated. What was your name again?
Oh, my name is Mollywop Clawbearer.
Excellent. I like how self-descriptive it is.
Well, I mean, I'm a Clawbearer.
You certainly are.
Liam completely understands that.
Hammer fist.
Do you use your fists?
To hold my hammers.
Ah, okay. Well, if you need me. He puts it back. You hear Pangolin. Hello, Liam. Where you find yourselves is like still it's a small glade within the forest. By your count, nameless, it's probably no more than like a 10-minute walk to the door. It's actually fairly close.
I just start walking.
It's close enough that I won't make you roll anything. It's not a long enough trip for it to. You find your bearings pretty quickly, and are able to kind of keep focused, and you are all able to find the opening.
All right.
That is where we will call it for the break.
That's the episode.
That's our break. That's
No giveaway today.
Oh,
Just-
hi.
Oh,
No, it is a giveaway.
I know. I was just.
There's a giveaway
Checking
today.
Oh.
That is the giveaway.
That's the
Giveaway
giveaway.
Sally.
Please just stay active in our chat. We will we'll be here for all that you want to do, and we'll be here to chat. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you.
How many of those ring pops do you have? 7,
She bought a bag of
6,
She shoved it back.
5, 4,
It's Halloween, bruh.
3, 2.
my favorite.
And welcome back, everyone. What is your favorite what?
My favorite Ariana Grande song, 7 Ring Pops.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
On that note, huge congratulations to the winner of the contest this week.
insert name here.
We're super glad that that won. You're so active in chat. We love having you there, and I'm excited for you to mess around with your cool new stuff that you have to play with now. So
What do you
That
want?
we definitely know what it is.
What
Yeah,
do you,
for
what do you
sure.
want to bet they got out as soon as they won the thing? They're like, all right, I don't gotta watch a show anymore. As soon as they got their prize.
Plot twist, it was me. I'm the winner.
the views expressed by Chris are not the views expressed by the natural ones.
I didn't express any views. I posited a hypothetical scenario.
Fair enough.
no, your view. Okay.
Go, Chelsea, do it. Drag him. Dungeons and drag him.
I'm good, bruh. Let's go.
Well, coming back from that first half, the four of you enter the house. You notice that seems like the kobolds are kind of, I don't want to say up to no good, but they certainly are having a time kind of running up and down the stairs and running all over and messing with the baby wolves as you come back in.
Children, leave the wolves alone and come here, okay? Come here. Please.
Give me a,
Oh, God.
persuasion
handling?
check.
Oh.
A what check? Sorry?
Animal handling, Jesus. Persuasion.
That's gonna be a yikes from me.
Yes,
dog.
we know how Nameless
Wait,
feels
which
about
one?
kobolds.
I didn't hear because I heard Chelsea, so. Which one was it?
Persuasion.
Thank you.
Guess we know.
7!
They do not listen. They are actively still playing with the wolves.
So
Hey.
what I'm gonna.
Can you? Are you?
I was waiting for
Somebody
you.
go.
You went.
Oh, okay. Hey, get off of them.
They don't.
I say that much more aggressively.
Intimidation check.
Yeah, intimidation for sure. I mean, like, yeah, they're not like abusing them. They're playing, but sure.
No playing.
Well, I'm
Nameless
I
is
don't have-
cranky.
No, I know. I'm trying to make sure that like I didn't describe it wrong. I'm trying to say that.
Call
like,
lightning.
And that's when the party got in a fight with each other.
What'd you say? Intimidation?
Intimidation.
I don't have any charisma, so 13.
13. Your intensity certainly speaks to them more, and they stop. They don't like run away or hide or anything, but they definitely. And the wolves kind of like keep tugging on them to try to keep playing, but they kind of the kobolds definitely stop.
Are all 7 of them in there?
No, it's just 5.
Okay, so in Draconic, so that Nameless doesn't know what I'm saying. Not that it's bad, just... Look, Aunt Nameless is having a very rough day, so I need you guys to be as respectful as humanly possible, and maybe don't
Humanoid.
play... yeah. And maybe don't play with the wolves today. Maybe just... I don't know, like... chill.
We just look at each other and
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much. You are my favorite. All 7 of you, but
the 5 of them
Okay.
run upstairs.
Nameless. Sorry that I got so heated during the conversation thingy. I'll apologize better later. I'm gonna go start getting the house ready to move.
Thank
Then
you.
I go to find Yvonne.
Currently she's actually, it takes you a bit, but she's in the study. She's in the library.
Alright.
But you kind of notice she's got a couple books out, but doesn't seem to be paying attention to them right now. She's kind of making notes on something else and just continuously writing as you approach.
Hey, we need to get the house moving. Panthers in the hands of the Bronze Wolves, and we have to get to, I forget the name of the town.
Corona.
We have to get to Verona before a fortnight happens, in order to make sure he is returned safely. So I was wondering if you could help me get the house moving, as well as keep it in repair while we're pushing it to make there as quick as we can.
I suppose we could push it faster or just longer, but yeah, it's definitely going to need some maintenance while that goes on, and it's going to eat into the fuel a bit more to have that constantly going, so just have to set up a steady supply of that as well.
Sure.
But yeah, I should be able to help you with that. I believe he was taken, you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big complicated story thing, but they have him. We need him back. We have to get to Verona to accomplish it.
Sure. It's going to be tricky, but I think we should be able to do it. Might as well get to work then. Close the
Thank you.
books. And I, whatever I can do to help, I suppose.
Thank you.
Yeah. She heads down with you.
Yeah. We're gonna get the house going. This is to the group, but if y'all are at the place still, we are gonna need a pretty steady supply of fuel. I know Nameless, Philip, you both have experience getting that. Me and Yvonne are going to be taking care of making sure things keep running smoothly. If Seloli, if you could help us out by handling some of the navigation stuff while we're doing that, we should be able to get underway and get there with time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
All right. Let's get to work.
All right. So,
You also
good.
maybe Ark might be able to help you with the maintenance as well. If he has any experience with these sorts of things.
Couldn't hurt to ask.
When you find Ark, he is currently in the kitchen, as it's almost supper, and he can be seen making he's making a stew, but as you approach him, he's no, I do not have any experience with machines, not in this way.
All right. Well, it was worth a shot. That looks delicious, by the way.
It will be.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's just not his area of expertise. So I think what's also important right now is how fast are you trying to get there? The distance between here from where you're at in Harrow still to Perona is 1,100 miles.
I'd like to travel 1,100 miles in a day.
There's a couple ways you could do that. But not in a day. I'm not okay. There's one way you can do it in a day, but there's the house itself travels 50 miles in an 8-hour trip at a normal pace. So you're looking at having to either go for 16 hours at a normal pace, or some amalgamation of however much you guys can travel. 50 would not get you there in time, so you're going to have to attempt to move at least 100 a day in some fashion. The three options available to you are 100, 150, or 200 a day. So 100 a day would be pushing the systems a little bit, so you would have much less in your challenge of actually getting there on time and not potentially breaking something in the house. As those go up, the likelihood that something could short out or be damaged grows.
I think we should start off going with the 100 for the first few days.
If you did 100, you'd get there in 11 days. So you'd have 3 days to do the task.
Even 2 days at
Yeah.
150 would give us. Would cut 1 day off the trip, basically. So we could mix and match. We could say, like, let's take a risk, like, on this day. But yeah, the closer we get before we take risks, the easier it'll be
That's
to get
my
there if
thought.
something goes wrong.
The closer we get to there.
Can I
Yeah.
go to the mirror really quick?
Sure.
I'd like to speak to Barlow, please. And that is why I ask of these.
The mirror slowly fades into. Anytime I say that, I hope you know that the mirror, if it had eyes, or it just sneers and just like, yeah, sure, I guess.
I love like my headcanon is that there is a sentient creature inside the mirror, not trapped. It chooses to be there, and it doesn't need the rhymes to work. It just likes them. So that's like the rule it's decided to follow. And so like the magic isn't weaker with a bad rhyme. It's just more disappointed. So it does it slowly just to punish you.
It gives you
That's
low
my
latency. It gives you low latency because you're not.
It's absolutely a Garshep in the walls just pulling a lever.
It's not a good rhyme.
Gotta move the story forward.
Yeah. Okay. It's just a fun. So, you see a very groggy, like waking up. Hello. Barlow
I'm
Vitagon.
sorry if you are woken. I was wondering if you could transport us places again. Quickly.
I'm not a delivery service.
Yeah, it's just, I know that, but this is a matter of life and death.
Whose life? Whose death? What?
I could tell you it's my panther, but that wouldn't sound as impressive to you, so it's my dad.
Right, and you need this desperately for why?
He's going to get killed if I don't do something within a fortnight.
And
Well, I
you're
need
not
to get
really-
somewhere within a fortnight.
You're not really giving me. And is this an important task? What is this? What are you?
I don't really know the specifics, I just know that I have to get there quickly.
Then I suppose you should get there quickly.
Right. I will give you something. I don't know. Money. I don't know. But I need to get there. Can you transport us there?
Where are you going?
Please. God. I
Perona.
wrote it. Perona.
I have not been there, so it would be very risky.
Do you know anyone who has been there?
A few.
Would they be able to help us? It just looks like we will only get there not that quickly.
Their shop opens in 3 hours.
Do you have a name and an image that they look like?
Cold call it. I'm speaking of moral.
I know them. Why is that funny?
Because this is great. He says, then
Okay, well, thank you for your help. I'll maybe call you back later. Bye.
please don't.
It's too late. You already hung up.
Yeah, she already. It's like as he's it's gone.
Hey there, Amir. Give me moral. This is really not moral.
Does not. It does not shift. It doesn't move. It is a
She could have said
stagnant.
horrible, but she.
You see,
Moral?
you see a
Moral
little
is what I was
starship
thinking.
standing in just.
I want to speak to this person, and please.
You keep adding words that like are going to be tougher, and nobody's stepping into. You guys are all
Was
right
like-
there watching this character just.
She
struggle.
wandered off.
No, you guys are like 20 feet away. You guys see what she's.
Can I
Sorry.
please have to talk to Moral? I'd like to talk to. That is what I'd like to do.
Jesus Christ. It slowly fades.
It fades, but first it looks like fogged glass, and it looks like someone's writing in it. This is pity.
Yeah.
The
And
worst part is that I did this to myself. Past me hates future me.
I am a 1,000% into it though. This is amazing. Okay, sorry. So you Moral is sitting at their desk, awake, and they notice your presence and say, well, Miss Nims. Hello.
Hi. I want you to take us to a place called Perona. Perhaps you could transport us there quickly.
Business inquiries are open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m.
You know what Panther he is. So, he might die if I don't do something quickly. Can you get us there quickly?
Well, we will have to talk about costs, but yes, I am capable.
What are costs?
Well, I'd like to know how he did it.
I can't make a promise for him. What can I give you?
Come to me in an hour and I'll think about it.
I need an answer now, please. I know that I'm asking a lot of you, but we did go with Setlolly to find out about your friend.
What if I do this for you, and you and your friends owe me a favor upon return, of which I get to determine the nature of?
I'd have to ask them. Can I call you back in like 10 seconds?
I suppose.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Excuse me, friends who sat over there and watched me struggle. I have a proposition for us.
Should have stepped in sooner and asked myself. We should find out if Moral would be able to bring us back with any expediency as well.
Well,
One of the
here's my
benefits of
thought. We do it. We have a fortnight to do it. Yvonne brings a house here while we're there.
how long would it take at regular speed? 22 days. Yvonne can't double time the mansion there.
It's true. I also don't have a refueling, not a mass refueling as the way you do. I have to. She kind of like digs through her bag. She's like, it's this tiny little. It's like, it has a port to it. She's I was able to craft this while you guys were away.
Okay.
There's a whole month where the house just sat dead. And I had to figure it out. So I can only get enough for a normal 8-hour travel every day.
So, but, I mean, here's the thing. Presumably, the magic tree bond that you did will let them know that we've succeeded. I do think having more time to get there, to get it accomplished when we get there, is a good thing. But if we magically get there, we have to get all the way to the house before we can magically get to the forest. It's just what we have to think about. If we think that it'll be fine, if we're late as long as they know the job's been done, that's fine. But we don't have a guarantee of that, and I don't know that we can contact them. And more might be able to bring us back too. No idea.
We also would owe Moral a favor.
Yeah. We're... Honestly, I'd be less worried about that than what we're about to do, so...
I know that I'm not necessarily thinking clearly right now. So I don't think I should be the person to decide this. It's just an option. I'm going to go fuel the house. You guys can decide. I just want to get there, and I just want Panther back. So I don't know if I'm the person to think decisions.
Fair enough.
Either
So
way,
I'm gonna start doing the house regardless.
Alright.
Just an option.
we'll figure it out. We'll get him back.
Nameless is off.
Yeah.
I bounce into the expanse.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a Go ahead and give me a wisdom ability check. Nameless. You guys can talk. I just mean like well.
Yeah, another benefit of having the house here is not just we can go to the forest when the job is done. If it becomes... If at some point it seems like we can't do the job, having a door to the woods might be the only sort of plan B we have.
I was also thinking, we don't know what we'll need in order to do the job, and we might need access to somebody like Nerith if we need information.
Though the longer it takes to get there, the less time we would have to procure stuff, even through our magical means. So it's all a thing.
If we can try to get there with close to a week left, I think that'll be enough time. Well, I guess let's find out as much as we can about Perona from here. How big it is, what sort of... If we know what kind of town it is, we might be able to figure out where this device is and get some idea of what we'll have to do.
Yvonne, have you heard telling of any sort of device that is being created using ancient technology that could potentially be a devastating weapon that is currently a thing in Perona?
Rumors, yes. Not fun ones, obviously. But my time in Farah, I did a couple of jobs for some of the nobility there. Obviously, before coming here, to be honest with you all, I definitely did some questionable things for information. But one of the things I picked up along the way was about that. Around the same time, it's some time ago, the train. When the train was found in the wastes, it wasn't far removed from what Perona took home. The discovery of both pieces of ancient technology is really what ended the last Great War. It was seen as a not a ceasefire. Sorry, not a ceasefire, but it was seen as a yes, a stalemate in that, people were, if one had one ancient technology and the other one had another one, there was not there wasn't too much knowledge about which one was, what they were. So, since then, there have been some rumors and definitely some physical evidence of something terrifying. But I don't know entirely what.
Would you, based on the rumors and guesses you have with this thing, being taken out of people's hands, would that be a generally good thing, you think? Or would it upset the balance of power and make people in Farah think they can run roughshod and attack again?
I'm not always privy to a lot of politics, but
Sorry.
it could. It could very well shift the balance of. I mean, the power right now is it's more of a stalemate, Cold War. It's an arms race. It's Farah has its train working, and that train is darting over the landscape. It's improving their delivery time. It's improving their ability to. I wouldn't put it past them to also be somehow retroactively making another one, or using what they have at their disposal and what they understand about this first one and attempting to make another. But the same could be said about Jortenia and whatever they have. You're dealing with a group of people that don't just let something exist. Alolians, for all of their sort of haughtiness, are definitely, they've got the capital.
Yeah.
And Jortenia has the knowledge and the sort of diligence to work something. The technology of Jortenia is very well done. It's some of the best, but the sheer number of what you can make in Alolia is so I don't know. It definitely, if it was destroyed, it definitely would send a message to Alolia that there are movements to be made. Even if it wasn't an all-out war, there are certainly ways that they could buy and sell some other things. Chelsea, what was the...
Ugh.
Wrong
23.
23.
Wrong button.
Okay. You successfully withhold the energy.
I go outside with the energy.
You're going to the tree.
Yeah.
As you pass Ark in the kitchen, he's like, "Oh, could you also grab?" Never mind.
Other questions to think about quickly. Moral as an option to transport us. We should at least find out if it could be both ways. Also, having the house and our resources here, particularly you, Yvonne, as like a source of knowledge potentially about what we find out, could be super useful to us. If it turns out that Moral is a good way to get there and back, is that a mode of transport you're comfortable engaging in?
Am I going with you on this adventure?
That's kind of what I'm asking. I think having the house where you would be there with us could be a benefit. If we ended up there without the house, having you nearby could still be a benefit to us. So I guess I'm asking if you're comfortable with that or not, because it would fit into our map.
I don't entirely relish the idea of field work, but suppose if if it needs to be done, I suppose I could do it.
Alright. Alright, that puts most of the variables out on the table that I can think of. Now we just need to solve for a few of them. And then we need to pick, based on those variables, what we want to do. When Nameless gets back, I think we should have Nameless.
Maybe she walked by you guys to go outside, so.
Yeah. Should Nameless, do you group, should she make the call back to ask Moral about the return trip? Or should it be one of us? And also, is it still an option we want to consider, given the fact that having the house might be a benefit to us? If we push, 11 days. We got 2 days off at the end. It would be 9, so it's 7. If we run 100 miles for 7 days, then ran 200 for the last 2, we could cut. We would get there we could be there in 9 days, which would give us 4 nights, 14 days. Or am I crazy?
Yeah,
You're right.
Fortnite is 14 days.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was the same with different months.
As far as I can tell, the only thing that's different in this world's calendar is that months are 7 weeks instead of 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Everything
Cool.
else is the same.
We would get there with 5 days if we did that. Which is a thing.
As much as
So we could.
As much as I want to have all the time we can, I'm more worried about us getting there and then not having access to something we need.
I mean, I would love to have the house, but most of the things we've done have been without the house and without resources that we thought we may or may not have needed. So I personally don't, which doesn't help, I personally don't care either way, but we have done so many missions without our house before. And I get that this is literally life or death for Panther. So whichever everyone thinks is best, I am happy to go along with.
The other question is if Moral cannot bring us back. What's the consensus?
If she can't
Then
bring
we
it,
have to go by house.
yeah, if she can't bring us back, then
Okay.
we need the house. We need some way to get back into the woods just in case.
Yeah, because the best I could do is. I mean, I could run it twice a day. It just would. It'd be tough.
If we're going to get the house there in time, we all need to be working together on it. That's just the way it is.
Alright, so that's the question. I think I agree with Seth. We've done it before, we could do it again. We show up, we'd figure it out if we didn't have the house. I think having it would be nice. But we could figure it out. So my personal vote is we pick based on if Moral can get us back or not. If Moral can and will get us back based on the single favour, then I vote for that. If they can't, we start driving.
Am I back yet?
Yeah, you were back.
Okay. Oh, I thought I was at the tree at this point.
Sorry.
Whatever we do, I think that we should keep fueling the house and start moving, and I think that Lolly should call. You're friends with them. Just your name alone kind of thought the thing.
Sure. Okay. The situation is really horrible, but can I please speak to Moral? It's not perfect, but you know, it's a rhyme.
Bull.
It, similarly, Moral's sitting at a desk and, oh, it's you now.
Yes, Nameless felt that she was a little too close to the situation, which I understand.
Yeah, I suppose if you're too close, you might make a rash decision.
So we do have one more question. Are you able to get us back?
Yes.
But
Well, it would require me to stay with you.
out of character question that we've never asked, can I talk to everybody else while having this connection?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can have the connection, and it just when you want to actually cut it off, I'd say,
Okay.
or if it's
Let
forcibly
me-
cut off.
Let me ask everyone. Because we didn't think about that you would probably have to be there.
That's an additional cost, is all I mean.
Okay.
You'd be paying me for my time spent traveling with you.
Okay, yeah. Let me ask. I mean, I can't, that's not me saying yes, we're doing it, but let me ask everyone. So I turn around. So, Moral can get us back, but that means that they would have to travel with us. Bless you, Philip. I know that's a lot to take in. And we would just have to pay them for their time on top of the favor.
Right. I mean, as a man of science, I'd be very curious what that experience would be like. I also don't know, like... I don't know that we can afford more of his time.
The more I think about it, the more I feel like we should just get the house there so we have access to all the resources.
I don't understand why you keep saying that, but that is fine. We've never needed the house before.
Right, if something
That's
goes
what
wrong
I
in the job,
said.
Nameless, we'd have a way to get to the forest before the fortnight was over. If we needed to go with a plan B. If we have the house.
There is no plan B. We destroy the thing. We get my dad back. That's it.
You're
There's
saying-
no plan B.
You're saying if something happens where for some reason that
We
can't be
destroy
done,
it.
it'll let us get to the forest and break him out.
Yes.
Fine, then let's go. But
So I turn back around to the mirror.
I'm gonna go start prepping the engines.
I'm gonna keep refueling.
Okay.
So we're broke. So unfortunately, we can't afford your time, and we wouldn't want you to do it for free. And for some reason, everybody just really wants to bring the house with us. So we're just gonna use the house. But thank you so much for being willing to help us.
Well, it would have been so much fun, but I understand.
I'd invite you to come with, but you know. Your
You can't
sister.
afford me. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm pretty broke. But I'll let you know when we're back, and I can
Oh, I'm
Tell you
sure
all.
you will.
and I will tell you all about it.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll have luck. It wouldn't have cost much, but okay.
Just your voice. Literally the way you said it. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, and I know, but you know, we're a family, so group decision.
Have a wonderful time doing it as whatever it is you're doing.
Just saving a life. That's it. Nothing
Ugh.
big.
I'll save you now.
And then I hang up. I cut it.
Okay. Begin the Grey's Anatomy intro. And then,
Do,
Um,
do.
all right. So, is there anything else that you need to discuss as a unit?
I don't think so.
Okay. We're going to be doing this a little bit quick and dirty. So, Nameless
how I like
Philip,
it.
you guys were on duty to be refueling, yes?
Yeah.
So, it essentially takes 4 individual journeys to the Expanse to fuel up enough for 8-hour travel. And that is that's the max amount that you can do in a day for yourself. Right? Like that's the most that your body can withstand having to take in that energy and expel that energy.
Okay, so we've already done one of those for today.
Yeah, you've already done one. I'm not going to make you roll 4 different times. We're basically we're just going to do like a day's worth of those checks, right? Like it's because you'll be doing it in these like off shifts or whatever. That's how I would rather have it. You know, I don't want to make unnecessary treks for an egregious amount of time for no reason. Same thing with these like mechanic checks, Miles. It's that these things are going to be based on the pace you guys are trying to move. So, if you're doing normal pace for 16 hours, you're really only making 1 check a day. If you're doing fast pace, even just for 8 hours, you're making a check. If you're doing any mixture, that's 2 checks. If you're doing fast pace all day, that's 3. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, I'm also going to try we're not going to try to pair it into like each day necessarily. I'm going to try to get some like group checks. This is going to be kind of fluid because you said you guys would be moving 1 pace for 1 amount of time and then another pace for another amount of time, correct? And
Yeah.
Setlali, you'll be helping with navigation. So what that's really going to constitute is making sure that you guys, it's less about, it's more just like making sure you guys are staying on track. So
Cool.
making sure you guys, and if you do really well, maybe you guys can even shave off some time. Okay.
Miles, do you think we should push harder? If we're talking about only making a couple, like you've got Flashes of Genius, we've got Guidance. Like
Guidance, I can only concentrate on one person.
right, but like we can do these things separately. Like Guidance on somebody while they're refueling, Guidance on him while he's maintaining.
And
Essentially, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm assuming like if I'm doing it, I wouldn't be able to help anybody. Guidance is.
I guess it
That
depends on. I guess it depends on how spread out it is.
Conceptually, it'd be spread out a bit, but you're talking about hours worth of
Yeah.
work. So that's why I'm only making 1 roll. It's not like
That's fair. It's not
I
actually
consider-
one roll. It's a roll.
I
for-
consider guidance like a
Yeah.
moment in time.
Yeah. Do I have time to rest between shifts?
Yeah, you and Yvonne would be taking shifts.
I have enough for 5 flashes of genius per long or short rest. I think it might be short rest actually, but I will double check.
Pretty sure it's short.
'Cause that doesn't affect the landscape. It's long rest.
Oh, it is?
So, yeah.
What's the thing you get on
So-
short rest then?
I think that's
Is it the jolt? Do you get jolts on short rests?
Yes.
I get magical tinker. No, that's not it. It's entirely possible.
Not a huge deal right at this moment, but just
No.
All right. So
so Lally, you'll be making checks twice every day for the 8 hours. If you wanted to only do it by yourself.
If we want to try and push, I'm down.
Essentially, Yvonne could take the place of either of any one of these jobs. Any one of the 3, she can take a place of 1 spot for any of the days. So she can help you with the mechanics, or she can help with navigation. or she can refuel for a day if somebody wanted to do something else. But I'm just stating.
Cool.
I think we're just. I think we're good with like the rules that we decided earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then, what pace are we starting at?
Start slow, see how it goes, work our way up.
Yeah.
As you're feeling confident, start like ramping up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so 100.
A moment. Everybody get their rolls ready. So,
Intelligence?
for engineering, it would be.
Tinker tools?
Well, definitely would be intelligence. I'm trying to think of like what. Yeah, tinker. Yeah, I would go tinker tools. For navigation, Sitlali, you have the sort of like atlas sort of thing that's part of the machinery. That's part of the and luckily you read Draconic, so that's the other reason you can do this. I would say it's technically survival, but it could also, if you can, survival or nature, I would say, being able to
Cool.
judge the best path.
My survival is better, so I'm gonna use that.
Sure thing. For the two of you, it's your wisdom. The same.
Was it a saving throw or?
It was a. Yes, I believe so. I believe it was.
Oh. Oops.
Well, then it was
Oh,
higher.
I-
It was just higher when you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's saving throw, I believe. So.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Philip and Nameless.
17.
20.
Okay. You guys aren't exhausted. You guys were able to get through your shifts. You guys kind of like kept it going. Miles.
$29.
You actually keep it in such good working shape that it doesn't even. There's no issues. You fixed a couple of things because, just by waiting around in Sitlali.
You said it was 2 rolls,
Yes. Yes.
right? Okay, so the first one was 17,
Uh huh.
and the second one was a natural 20 for 23.
All right. What I will say on both, from the amount of success as well as just like sort of like the numbers you two were able to pull, Nameless and Sitlali and Liam, the numbers you guys were able to pull pushed the machine to its best capabilities even at a normal pace, and you were able to judge better distances and use the terrain to your advantage to cut through big swaths of the forests of the eastern side of Dratenia. You guys gain an extra 50 miles.
All right.
Especially because that was a natural 20. You basically found like this really convenient path that, while it was a hard beginning, the rest of it was such a downslope that it basically made a sprint possible while also still being at like a close to a normal pace. And because of Liam's ability to keep the machine churning at a good way. So, that's day 1.
Good job, team.
So day 2, you're going to continue at the normal?
We could push for 150 and try to see how that goes.
150 would mean one would go at a fast pace and one would go at a normal pace.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
150 means wait, what? I got confused.
So 150 would mean you're moving at a fast pace for 8 hours and then a normal pace for the other 8 hours. Because you can do 50 in an 8-hour period. So right now you guys have been moving at a 16 hours. This is the other reason you guys are doing like shifts of things, is because you guys are going to need rest. And yeah.
Yeah.
The only
okay,
reason I
well,
didn't make him roll for the twice for the first time was because Yvonne was there as well and could handle a normal pace.
I'm on the same page now. I was
Cool.
wondering why we were only rolling once because we're splitting. Okay, I'm on
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah. This one will be 2 rolls.
This one will be 2 rolls. Yes.
For everybody?
No.
Okay.
Just Liam. It's just taking more of his time, so he's having to do more focused things overall. Philip,
16.
Nameless.
27.
All right, Philip, you're running the risk of sort of, well, you are immune to disease. It sort of feels like a sickness. It kind of feels like for the latter half of the day, you kind of have like a stomach ache. And you can tell that it's not actually hurting you, but it's one of those things where it feels as though if you're not careful about how often you focus or how like what you do, it could potentially have some adverse effects.
Okay.
Liam.
26 and 20.
Nice. Sit Lolly.
13 and 21.
Okay. So it's lucky that you had that 26. It's not. It's. You're able to kind of circumvent some of the issues you guys were having for this first part of the journey. Seems like there wasn't as good of a pathway as yesterday. You guys still make the 150. Sort of taxed the system, and it, this 8-hour rest it's going to get is going to be helpful. All right, 300 miles in, third day.
Another 100, or keep pushing?
I like the 150.
Yeah, let's keep pushing.
Okay.
Right.
Yvonne tells you that if we do that a couple of days in a row, it'll probably get dicey. So we might need to we could probably do that one more time after this. Push the system before we would actually have to take a normal pace. Otherwise, we run the risk of breaking the machine.
Normal being 100 or 100 being pushing?
Normal being 100.
Okay.
It could still march for 16 hours, and we would, it would still require checks. But it's like if you push it past that, then it's starting to get long. So anyway, another 150. Okay. So roll from each of you. 2 rolls from you, Liam. 2 rolls for you, Ceylon.
Yeah.
Philip.
12.
Nameless.
20.
Philip, unfortunately, by the end of your shift, you are overcome with this arcanic weight and this sickness, and it sort of is clogging your mind. You are, for the next day, you are not going to be able to do this. You actually start to feel your connection with the arcane, it's not gone, but it definitely feels weakened. Like you're a thin piece of paper against trying to stop a flood. It's just kind of piercing through you at the moment.
It's alright, we'll have Yvonne. We'll go back to normal pace tomorrow. I'll do both engineering shifts. We'll have Yvonne fuel. So you can have the day off.
Okay.
You were able to get through it, but barely. Liam?
22 and 21.
Okay, sit Lolly.
13 and another natural 20.
13 and natural 20. Alright, so that first part of the day, little rough. Little rough in terms of, but it gets there, it gets most of the way. But with that natural 20, it kind of re-syncs it up. You guys kind of are able to catch up on whatever ground you lost in that first half of the day, and you guys maintain your 150. So for day 4, Nameless, you're going to have to roll for both of these if you want to be the one to do both, or is Yvonne going over?
Yvonne's going to go over.
Okay. Yvonne's gonna.
I have a quick question though.
Yes.
Because we have this sleepy times. If I summon elemental spirit, would that spirit be able to do this? With potentially advantage? Question mark elemental.
No, this is different magic. It's not an elemental magic. It's not. I don't want to say they can't do it, but you getting them to do it is not this.
I send Flanagan.
It's just not. I'm just gonna. The short answer is no. It's not. It's not
Okay.
possible. It's a different form of, because they're just pure energy, right? Like they're not. An elemental spirit isn't something where it's like
So could they just feed their energy into the?
into the tree. It's not
Yeah.
the same. They're
okay.
like forces of nature. They're like fire. I'm a fire elemental. Or is that
Hey,
what you're
elemental
talking about?
friend, what do you see in this tree over here? Can you take a look at that for me?
Go there.
Punt!
Get in there.
What are you doing? Ah!
So Yvonne's going to be handling one of them because she's using a device. She does not need to roll. You guys have a successful fueling for that. Nameless, just go ahead and roll me 1. Liam, that does mean even at a normal pace, you're going to have to make 2 checks.
I'm gonna pop 2 flashes of genius. Do I make up flashes of genius each day?
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
Long rest.
I don't mind.
Cool. Great. And I'm gonna start using those all the time. I'm definitely using them right now though.
Okay.
As I've stated it.
Like I said, it's like it's why I'm trying to make the rolls as minimal as possible. So like I don't mind. The flashes of genius kind of do make me think of guidance a little bit, but so that's what I'll say. I will say you can use 1. You can use 1 a day.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't even have to mark it off. You know, like you don't have to mark because the max checks you can ever make in one day are 3. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just trying to say like, for one of them you can use it. Per same rules though. So Nameless, what did you roll?
I should be able to do math and I can't. 23.
23. Very good. You are definitely keeping this thing over the limit, right? Every time you charge it up, it's definitely got a little bit left over just in case. Liam.
Give me 1 second.
Sure, I'll go to set Lolly.
Cool.
I got 2 19s.
2 19s. Very well done. You definitely keep it on pace. A little bit more so, but just more that like even at it's only going at a normal pace, so it's one of those things where it's a little bit easier to kind of track anyway.
What did you do?
I rolled a 20! That's a 33!
Oh, okay.
Oh man, it goes into overdrive.
That's there. I gotta do a second one.
Whoop,
Alright,
yeah.
something's wrong. Don't get me wrong, that's a second 20, but I think something's wrong.
What? No.
Take the 220s, dude.
Oh, great! 2 20s.
I was gonna say
2 33s. One of them's plus 5 for Flash of Genius. So it's 33 and 38.
So
That's it?
all right, I got it. With 2 19s on the fucking pathway as well. Philip, as you're just sort of like, oh, I've got the worst stomach I could roll. Like you start to look outside, and like the trees go by, at a normal pace, and then like you like pass out for a little while, and as you wake up, you just see the trees like they're whipping by, and Yvonne kind of like comes downstairs at one point and sees you, Liam, just kind of like a madman at the just. And you're like, it wasn't even supposed to be a difficult day, so for whatever reason, just that flash of genius of like, oh, if I take this coordinate, it's like you start to like mess around with the workings, and you're just like, oh man, we can actually keep it flowing in the exact same, like we can keep the engine going at the exact same pace, but if we actually put this coolant over here and we add this exhaust port, and you just like kind of like, and you like puncture shit, and you're just like you're makeshifting a bunch of fucking. It's like and Setlali, as you're navigating, you're just seeing the wild 16-hour, which, now that I think about it, might have to ask you to like. Nah, I'm kidding. No, I won't make you do it. Lot of coffee, lot of really like some good art.
What I would say is I probably don't get a full long rest. Like maybe I don't get my Flash of Geniuses tomorrow.
No, yeah.
Because I don't have the time
Just
to
take-
as
just
much time
you
to
have 8
rest.
hours to rest, so you definitely can still get a long rest. But it's just
Fair enough.
It's that thing where
I yell at Liam, do you want another Red Hole? It's the energy drink that I
It'd
stocked
still
in the
be a
fridge
Red
before
Bull.
we
You
left.
could have used, like,
I don't
Crimson-
want to get
Crimson Oxen.
copyrighted.
Do you want?
I don't
want
want
a Crimson
Yes,
Oxen?
do you want another Crimson Oxen from the fridge?
That's my secret set. I always want a Crimson Oxen from
Right.
the fridge.
I get
Fan
it. I throw,
art.
He just pulls
I
a
throw-
lever just continuously. It's just.
I throw it at him so he can
Is it
catch it
working
with
good?
the other hand.
Is it working good?
So what I will say is,
Is this vibrating or am I vibrating?
and the fact that Yvonne can definitely encase enough fuel, and Nameless has been getting high enough each day that like you definitely would have had the reserves to pull this off, which is crazy.
Hell yeah.
And it's mainly just because of the 2 natural 20s. You guys moved 250 miles
Yes.
Instead of 100.
instead of 100. It's a crazy fucking day.
All right, so we're at
It's like an
700.
immensely. You're just like.
Oh, I'm getting homesick.
2 natural 20s, the odds are 1 in 400.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd love to
Pretty
reward that.
crazy
Why
town.
not? What do we have to fucking lose? Like time?
Well, now I'm getting homesick.
So far, you're at 700 within 4 days.
We have 400 left to go.
Yvonne does say that that was supposed to be a rest day for the machine, and so it's a
Liam?
little taxed. It's a little taxed.
Don't do so good.
But it's not like supremely taxed. For whatever, however you actually worked the machine, it kept it in good shape. It just is a little. It still needs to move at a normal pace today.
If we take a 100 and then 2 150s, we're there in 7 days.
Great.
yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So 100.
So, Philip, you are no longer bedridden.
All right, I'll be okay.
I'm surprised you get a 12 too, because you get like a +8.
I get a +9 for my
Yeah.
wisdom saves, but I rolled a 3.
Yeah. Okay, so day 5, Philip,
21.
1, Nameless.
17.
Say it again.
17.
17.
It's still good.
You got a tummy ache last time.
From a 12.
Oh.
I was okay on a 16 before.
I thought it was 16.
Well, the 16,
No.
he started to feel. He started to feel it.
But he wasn't
Feel
out
it,
yet.
Mr. Krabs?
Similarly to you, though, like you do feel a little bit more tax today than you have in the past 4, and you're kind of like through what Philip went through the day before. You're kind of understanding like what is to be expected if you're not able to concentrate correctly on doing this kind of stuff. So, but you guys are able to keep it fueled up with enough juice. Liam.
1 check today?
Yes, because
For
Yvonne,
100?
can move back to the. So just 1.
36. Rolled an 18 plus 13 plus 5.
All right.
We've got travel forever. Let's become bobsled racers.
But with a house?
Yeah,
Specifically bobsled.
because
That
of
was-
cool running.
We named the half Bob. Who
Sure.
died and made you the king of Bob?
Oh, Bob.
All right.
Set Lolly.
I got a 12 and a 19.
Okay. So with that mechanics check on top of that, you're able to, even after a few flubs on which direction, you're able to push it a little bit while not breaking the machine, and keep pace. So 100 is made.
We got 300 left to go.
Which, Jackie, you're the only person where, like, you have no backup, you're doing all of it on your own, and it's
also not something.
not something that you're specifically, like, suited and trained in. So, handle that for us. Like,
Yeah, you're part of that group project that, like,
I guess.
I didn't want to do the boring stuff. Maybe you should do it.
Actually, I guess Mark probably could be helping.
Oh, could he?
Navigation probably wouldn't be.
I
that
thought that's what
outside
he
of
said he couldn't
Honestly-
do that.
He
No, he
couldn't.
said
He
he could
couldn't
help
do
with
the machine thing
mechanics.
we might need.
We never asked.
We
him
can also
about
talk to
it.
Hawking, maybe?
I could. No, child labor laws.
Actually,
Listen,
We could be so
none of us are
much
getting paid
further.
currently. This ain't a job.
the kobolds
I'm not putting
have
my kid
actually
through that.
been upkeeping. They've been keeping the house clean. It seems
My
as
kids
though
know chores.
yeah, it seems
Aw.
as though Ark is not okay with the mess they were leaving.
Ark probably threatened them.
You come out, so we just see Ark just spanking that. Like,
His hand. Oh, I was thinking his hand.
His hand
He
became a
wouldn't
paddle.
spank.
like Ark is like. Turns out Ark is just great, except he's like very into corporal punishment.
He's Joan Crawford.
That's what the C
There-
stands for.
There you
Corporal
go, Lost
punishment.
City of. There it is. There's your.
He knew Ark was evil the entire time.
he knew.
He spanks children.
So, day 6. How are we doing it?
We're 300
150?
away.
150.
Either 150 for 2 days, or 100, and then just a mad dash of 200 on the second day.
And this will get you guys. What I'm also trying to say here is that like this will get you guys in the vicinity where you guys can also take. You guys will probably also want to take a little bit of time thinking about where you guys are going to hide the house, because that is going to have to be. It's not going to be part of these checks necessarily, but you guys will definitely have to figure out a place to go. That'll be sort of one of your navigation checks. Is like how close do you guys want to get to the city? So. This is just the overall travel, and then we'll talk about that. Okay?
Cool.
All right. Philip.
Dirty 20.
Nameless.
16.
Okay. Set Lolly.
19 and 21.
Okay. So, Philip, you're definitely getting back into the rhythm of just kind of like doing this every day and keeping it settled. It's a good day for Liam. Nameless. You're not feeling the best, but you're by the end of your shift, you definitely feel lots more sluggish than usual, and semi-similar feeling of just feeling like the magic is passing through you, and you're not able to contain it. Right? It feels dangerous. You're not sick, and you're not out for the next day, but it's pretty close. Set Lolly, what was their numbers again?
19 and 21.
Right. Keeping them way on track. Liam.
32, 36.
32, 36?
Yeah.
I'll give you an extra 25 for that.
Bobsled racers.
Okay, hold
Yvonne-
on 1 second. I need to switch my my headphones.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That mic was still on.
Ooh, this is squeaky.
Yeah.
Yvonne kind of pulls you to the side, Liam, and is like, I don't think I've ever seen quite what. This is very impressive. What you've been doing for the week.
Necessity breeds innovation.
She likes the way you handle the pipe.
I like the way you handle the pipe.
I honestly, it's been clicking. Things have been. I mean, I don't know, feel in the zone.
It's there.
Just glad that
it
it's
shows.
been-
It's there. Way
Thanks.
to go. It's a good job, is what I mean.
I appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
God, I feel it.
So day 7, you guys have 125 to go.
150. 25,
I definitely
125.
just rolled before. I mean, I rolled 2.
That means we'll have time
yeah, I say we
to
go.
hide it if we push a 150.
Yeah.
150.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the rules. I made them up.
Okay.
sounds reasonable. Let's do it.
All right.
That's another dirty 20.
Philip, dirty 20. Nameless.
Natural 1. We're in a level 10.
Okay. So, unfortunately, you only have enough fuel today to get 75. Because during the process, Nameless, there is a moment where Nameless goes into the expanse and is gone for 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and is gone for a considerable amount of time to the point where as you go, she lays on the ground passed out. And rushing her back inside and taking care of her, it's very, very inset sickness. You'll be out you're gonna be out for a day. Potentially 2. It's as you're inspecting her, and through Ark's guidance, actually, like Ark helps out. This is where he has some knowledge. It's very clear that the arcane energy inside is mixing with her body in a bad way. It's sort of like all of the veins are kind of bluer than normal. It's kind of tainting the body in a way, and into a way that could very easily, if there was any arcane abilities used, it could really mess up her body. So he kind of recommends like letting it pass through the system before letting her do anything else. It looked like you were going to say something.
I was going to see if I could do anything through... judging by the description, I'm assuming lay on hands won't have anything to do with it at this point.
It's not a disease.
Yeah.
It's not a condition. Well, I put it in the realm of condition.
Isn't everything a condition?
Can I less
put
a
it-
restoration myself?
You are
He does not
unconscious.
recommend you using magic. That's what his point is. It's like if you were to use magic, it really...
I was just curious if my little dragon could do anything.
It's a dragon that cures magic sickness.
Whoa.
No, I meant like if it was like a really smart dragon that can do these things.
Moving tomorrow, we can get 50 miles, which is how far we are out.
We can have
in 8
Yvonne. We can have
hours.
Yvonne refuel.
Easily.
Yeah, we can have Yvonne refuel.
Yeah, Yvonne can sure thing refuel. We aren't pushing it at all at that point.
But I have to
Moving
do
50
something.
miles in 8 hours.
Well, here's the thing: if we make the if we make the one part of the trip that we get the 100 instead of the 50 part of it, then we'd only have, like, if we push hard with the fuel that we did get today.
That is you guys pushing... I'm saying like the amount of fuel you guys got today was getting you 75. So currently,
Yeah.
right now, you have
Okay.
50 left
50
to go.
miles to go.
So I didn't get us
We
enough.
could push tomorrow and try and make that in
She-
4 hours, so we're there earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way.
We can have
If
it
it's
on.
only 50, like, yeah, we can easily make that. Yvonne can refuel, you can handle the maintenance, like, we'll be alright. I mostly just want to see if there's anything I could do to help speed up the recovery process, either through
I'd
lay
call
on
it a
hands.
condition, but
Okay.
it's definitely particular.
Yeah. I think the thing I would basically want to try to do is try to draw that energy out, basically. If the problem is that it's overloading her.
Go ahead and do a spell attack. I'm not going to say it's a saving throw because it's not happening to you. You're trying to push it from something else.
Well, I'm pretty sure my spell attack is 8. That's a dirty 20. It's 3 dirty 20s in a row.
You are able to... She's going to be down for a day, but it won't last more than that. You're able to kind of expel half the energy from her in a good go. But with the amount of work you already did today, it's too taxing to like push it beyond that.
That's fine.
So she'll still be down the next day, but it won't go past that.
Okay.
And for this last one, I will not ask for any rolls or anything, but because it's a normal pace, you guys don't have to push the system, you guys don't have to do anything really big. You make the last part of the 50. Okay. And, I'd like to open up the discussion to how close you guys actually want to try to get to the city.
This is the thing is how big is this city?
I guess I should also.
How's it positioned?
I know I haven't talked a lot about like the landscape as you moved through it. Over the course of a few days, it's gone through forests and mountains on the eastern sides, and then as you passed through them, it came into valleys and gorges, and you're not that far south from the Maledicted Wastes either, but far enough that like you don't really see them, or they're not pervading too far in. But there are a couple of places where you can tell like they're being affected in similar ways. There's an expanse that you guys had to kind of like traverse around, seeing as how it was a wide gorge that you wouldn't have been able to just pass right over. So, as you get back towards Perona, however, you're starting to see mountains again, forests. It has a very similar ecological sort of landscape as Harrow. Many more of the trees are cut down. Many more of them are sort of like uprooted and the like. And there are fewer places to hide than before. But you guys are kind of continuing to snake in those paths. This last 50, that is what I will ask if you guys want to do stealth. Like if you guys really want to hide, we're going to have to figure out some sort of... We're basically going to do kind of like a house stealth roll about how you guys will disguise the house.
It's funny because I was just going to ask Yvonne if that was a thing that was possible.
If she knows any illusory magic, we could try to.
She knows a few. She knows a few spells.
We could set it against a cliff if there are mountains around here.
There are.
So we could try to find like a nook basically and set it up against that, and then with an illusion try to like project, if she's capable of it, try to project like an image of the mountain like going beyond the limits of the house so that it looks like a cliff face where the house is.
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
Yeah.
All my spells are useless.
Yeah, you do too many like fun spells.
Yeah. I had like warding glyph for a little bit, but I got rid of it.
I don't think you ever used it.
No. It's a very specific use case for that one.
I hear you. I'm the same way with Magic Circle. I want to use Magic Circle at some point, but like it takes 10 minutes to set up. If it didn't take 10 minutes to set up, it'd be more useful. But
How big is the house?
How big is it?
Yeah.
Like
What are
big
the
house
dimensions
size.
you're trying to look at? And I'll let you know.
150 cube.
so a 30 by 50. Wait, no.
150 foot cubes.
So something that's 3 by 50. Something that's.
No, it's 150 foot cube. Would be 150 by
It's
150.
like 150, 150, 150.
Oh,
150.
not 150 cubic. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
150 cube.
So is it wider, longer, or taller than 150 feet?
I'm trying to conceive of...
How big
It's
that is?
kinda
as we
hard.
live in a New York
In your
apartment.
head, like
Well, like, you're like, okay, I'm 6 foot tall, and I put the tiny me on my head.
It's
and
Or-
definitely not more than. I mean,
let me
150
ask
feet
a
is like
different
15
question,
stories.
actually.
Uh-huh.
Can 150-foot cube like cover like the front of it?
If it was kneeling down, if it rested on the ground, right, like it can with the legs, I would say just barely.
And you said it was. So if I were to cast hallucinatory terrain and make it look like just natural areas, I could do that.
If hallucinatory terrain is 150 feet cubed,
Yep,
yeah.
you make natural terrain at 100, and it would last 24 hours, so I would just have to come back.
Sure.
Seems reasonable.
I could prepare that.
You guys also have a ring.
It would last 48 hours. I'm so sorry. I have 2 days before I have to come back.
So you could just set that up every morning, basically. Every other morning,
Every
actually.
48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Cool. I love that. So we're going to be in the mountains.
I can make it look
Relatively
like it's an
close?
impassable terrain.
Yeah, so we can make it just look like a solid cliff face, like in front of the house.
Yeah, I have to think about how much 150 feet is, but it definitely doesn't seem like it wouldn't be able to cover that.
It's 15 stories tall, so it's definitely tall enough.
Yeah.
And then as far as wide goes,
The wideness I also agree with. Like I'm pretty sure it wouldn't
Yeah.
be, it wouldn't be more than that.
That's the thing. Yeah, that seems reasonable, specifically because she only has to change the front.
Well, that too. That's I mean like I'm even thinking just like height, like just the actual tallest points of it and the widest points of it.
let Nameless continue to be clearly the strongest one out of everybody. Do it.
Druids, man.
Druids are yeah.
So I'm not doing that
Woof.
yet, though. We haven't gotten there yet, right?
You would be getting there this day.
Yeah.
It's
Wake me up when you go.
Cool.
It's just about how far away you guys want to be from Perona, and based on that, I would say how easy it is to find a place like that. Like you probably, well, I don't want to say it that way. I want to say it's like how. What I'm trying to say is like how the hallucinatory terrain. Like the farther away you go from Perona, the easier it is to disguise it. But the closer you get, it's probably going to be more noticeable. Like there's going to be less things to hide it against.
We want to be able to get there in less than a day.
I mean,
How far can we walk on foot?
if we're 10 miles out, we can walk it in like 2 hours.
We also,
I'm-
I could become a horse. You could ride Pangolin. Someone could ride me, and you could
Yeah.
ride Flanagan.
A normal pace is 3 for humanoids walking, 3 miles per hour. But because you guys usually have mounts,
Yeah, we have
it goes
Pangolin.
up to like. Sorry, yeah, it usually goes up to like 5 miles per hour.
Yeah, with Pangolin and Flanagan, like that's all 4 of us right there. Just 2 on each.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
so 10 miles out, 2 hours to get in, seem reasonable?
That's fair. And if we need to, like, we can hit the inn and stay there
Yeah,
for
stay
1
there
night
for
or
a
something
night.
if we need to.
Yeah, or like in the, like yeah, and if like we need to just re-up the spell, I can just bring Nameless back out on Pangolin in the morning quick, re-up the spell and head back in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, if we need to move the house later, we can always do that.
Right.
Also true.
What's the range on the Sending Stone?
Can't remember.
I can tell you.
I know you have to at least be on the same same plane. But I'm pretty sure sending goes quite a ways.
You send a short message, 25 words or less. It actually doesn't say. It says range /area unlimited.
Yeah.
Cool. So we
And
should leave
unlimited.
one of those with Yvonne in case something happens to the house, or we would like her to move the house, or we have questions.
Sure.
Seem reasonable?
Seems good to me.
Cool. We'll do that.
She's like, oh, all right.
Alright.
I mean, hopefully this time it doesn't just get taken from me again.
I'm sleeping, so I don't hear that.
And she, as you hand her the stone, she's like, I'm sorry if I can't always go with you guys.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. You, the stuff that you've been able to do for us here has been incredible. The fact that we're here this quick is part of you. Like, we appreciate immensely what you do decide to do to help us with.
We have twice as much time as we thought we would.
I just sort of hope that I might have a favor to ask later, but it's not as important as this moment. So just when you guys get some time.
No worries.
Go. And she leaves.
Alright.
Does anybody else have anything last in?
I don't think I have anything to do other than just go into town.
I mean, out of game, probably. I mean, I'd like to look through my spells, see what I want to prepare, but I could have done that at any point in the journey. You know, we had like 7 days of nights.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Probably before the next session, I'll actually look at my spells.
I would also agree to that. You guys would have time to pick a spell.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You
I was
guys
trying to
don't
do it now. I was
yet.
like,
No. But on that note, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. That is our episode. That's what we call it. And we will see you next week with the Journey into Perona, a city this group has never been to.
Yeah, we've never generally haven't even heard of this place before. So.
how would be a gentleman from Perona?
Maybe two.
In fair Perona, where we lay our scene.
Yo, we went
Thank you so much.
He's just knocking back sparkling water.
I hate my life.
Two households,
I hate
both
why I
alike
do
in
this.
dignity.
And thank you so much.
And congratulations again to the winner.
My Perona?
Yeah, my Perona.
My Perona.
That's what he said. That's Miles already made that
I
joke.
thought so. Okay.
Yeah.
I said
And
it
the next
first
time you
I heard
see
it.
these lovely people, they'll be level 10.
Oh wait. Okay. That's news I was unaware of.
So
I hope-
see you next week, everybody.
I hope
Nothing
this
can get
thing
me
doesn't
sick
cause a disease.
now. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.